So is Mitt Romney right? Will creating jobs fix housing, or will robust housing create jobs? What will it take to fix the market, given the latest round of disappointing news on the foreclosure front? Fred Glick is president, a licensed realtor and mortgage broker at U.S. Loans Mortgage, and Christopher Mayer is the senior vice dean and a professor of real estate at Columbia University Business School. Gentlemen, nice to have you on the program. Welcome.
Good to
Fred,
talk.
are jobs the number one reason that housing has not recovered? What is holding things back?
Jobs. I agree with Governor Romney. I'd like to thank him for mentioning that. I've been saying this for, 3-4 years, but that is number one. But 1A is getting the mortgage market straightened out, the rules better, loans easier to get, the foreclosure process with the big banks streamlined, the short sale process streamlined. Let's let people buy who want to buy. That's been a big problem.
You know, one of the bankers told me recently, Chris, that one of the problems with the market this time around is that you can't lie anymore, okay? So you can do as many modifications as you want. The bankers are doing these modifications, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the wherewithal to be in that home, you've got to get out of that home. So that's why the modifications are really not necessarily, the answer here. Is that the problem?
No. Well, I think there are many problems. I agree with Fred, but liar loans, no-doc loans were at the height of the market, sort of a portion of what was going on. But, credit has withdrawn way beyond just a little bit of where we are. So at the moment, you could choose not to take a modification. You could live in your home another couple years at least without facing any real risk of eviction, given the legal and foreclosure process today. So, in terms of kind of lying, yeah, we can get rid of the sort of no-doc loans, but, we need credit standards to go back to where they were at reasonable times, not to go back to swing to where they were, before we had a reasonable mortgage market.
So when would your expectations be for a rebound in housing? I mean, you look at all the supply in the market. Clearly, that's one of the issues. All these homes, there's no urgency to buy. Getting a mortgage is tough. So how much longer will this go on? Is this a 2013 affair, the recovery, or 2014, or what?
Who do you want to jump in? I guess I'll jump in with this.
Yeah, go ahead. Take it.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Well, the first thing, it's a micro market situation. I've mentioned this before. I'll take an area in Philadelphia called Graduate Hospital, which is just below Rittenhouse Square, which is the highest per capita zip code in the state. There's actually new construction there, and there's actually bidding wars on properties. It's because it's in a great location, it's in an area that has jobs. Then you just take an example. I was talking with a guy here at the studio who's got a second home in upstate New York near a ski zone. It's a second home. He's had it on the market for 4 years. He said he pays his taxes on time, but he was telling me the tax recorder said it's unbelievable. Maybe 1% of the people, exclusive of the banks who pay in escrow, are actually paying their taxes. Right. So it's all about, I guess, now we go back, jobs. You got the jobs, now let them be able to get the mortgage. Let's get everything done that way. Those are the two things. I mean, HVCC is killing us on refis and purchases. LO Comp is killing us.
Yeah.
There's so much government influence that came in with Dodd-Frank. All of Dodd-Frank is not bad, but there are certain portions that are beyond stupid.
Great. So more regulation hurting things.
Right. Well,
Yes.
I guess I think that I would be a little stronger on the mortgage market problems really are an issue here. 30% of the purchases at the moment are going to investors. And if you sort of throw out REO and look at actual arm's length transactions, we're at half of sort of, a normal level of what a market should be looking at. And, Fannie and Freddie are upholding standards that are enormously tight in this market. Lenders are getting sued and are really withdrawing their desire to be in the market. So I think there's serious housing market problems, and I think, unfortunately, those problems, I don't see anything in 2012 that is going to address this. So I do think, in a sense, even thinking about the mortgage market is 2013, and the housing market may not be likely to put us in a recession, but in historical recoveries, the housing market pulls us out, and I do think that it should be a focus of economic policy.
Let me ask you about Fannie and Freddie, because of course They were a big topic of the debate last night. Fred, do they have a role in the future of the U.S. housing market and the recovery?
Well, my theory is a little different than most. We have Fannie and Freddie. They're there. They have so much junk right now. They're so piled on. They're so big that they have to do something. And I think they have to take care of their existing portfolio and do a lot better job of getting them out the door for the stuff they've foreclosed on. But as for the future, I see Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, USDA, all the governmental housing sprockets that are going all over the place, consolidated to one. Let's have one concise type of underwriting with maybe even a small mortgage insurance fee on every loan to put away and say, private markets, go ahead and make your loans. But you know what? As a backstop, if you do everything within our guidelines, we have this insurance fund, just like FHA and VA have now, that will be able to help pay you back for some of the risks that you've taken. Right now, if I'm a private lender, I have all 100% risk if I lend out in a mortgage, and I'm scared to death.
Yeah,
You look
Let
at
me make one prediction for 2012,
Yes,
which
do it.
is you're going to hear about the FHA, and it is not going to be good. And so we are going to hear, the news that is going to be coming over the next few months and longer is going to show the FHA has been making really bad loans. They've tried to clean it up a little bit, and it's going to be a model we're going to want to run away from by the time we hear that news hit the.
What a
I'll
mess.
tell you what,
Yeah.
we could spend an hour on a program on how to clean up FHA. It can be done. It's just not working right.
Yeah,
We're getting pushed
apparently,
on. Yeah, everybody's. I get wholesale lenders will say to me, "Hey, we can now do FHA with a 520 credit score."
I know.
Why would I do that?
Right.
It's
But the
ridiculous.
FHA has
funny,
made
yeah.
a lot of those loans.
I see.
And
Yes, they
we
did.
as taxpayers are unfortunately going to face another real cost when that hits, when their accounting starts to hit the news.
All right, gentlemen, we'll continue as this develops. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Great to talk
Great.
with you.
Thank
you,
you so
Maria.
much. Up next, John.